Celtic have today reached an agreement with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. The 32-year-old will be joining Celtic with a vast range of experience throughout his career. I'll also be looking at Celtic's fifth round tie in the Scottish Cup as they host Dundee tomorrow evening. So I am going to start with that game tomorrow evening against Dundee, or shall I start with off the field issues? The Celtic Fans Collective are planning a boycott against the Celtic board, and they are setting out three key messages that they want to try and achieve over the next couple of weeks. Number one, the removal of Michael Nicholson as CEO of Celtic Football Club. Number two, the reinstalment of the Green Brigade at Celtic Park's North Curve. And number three, lifting the restrictions on fan media at both men and women's games. That is what they're trying to do. They've got a lot of fans on side, a lot of fans off side. It'll be interesting to see what the attendance is. There's still lots of tickets up for sale on Celtic's website for the game, so if people do want to back the team, they can. There's lots of tickets there, but I'm sure there'll also be lots of people that want change and that won't be showing up even if they already have a ticket. And while I don't want to spend too much time on this boycott and off the field issues, it seems the pressure may be getting to the Celtics boardroom somewhat, as Brian Wilson, the interim chairman, released a video last night on Celtic's website and YouTube saying that he's reached out to Celtic fan organisations and media outlets to communicate, to have discussions, and that includes the Green Brigade, but not the Celtic Fans Collective. So we could be seeing the Green Brigade come back in the next few weeks, possibly, depending on how them discussions between the Green Brigade and the board go, and how will that relate to future protests or protests against Stuttgart, stuff like that. That's all to be seen in the next couple of weeks. There's been so much going on between the board, the Celtic Fans Collective, the Green Brigade, everything. It's just been a bit of a whirlwind past couple of weeks and a whirlwind season. But I'm going to get into the Celtic team now against Dundee and put the off the field matters to one side for now. Now moving on to my Celtic team prediction. How do I think Martin O'Neill will line out the Celtic team tomorrow? Well, here it is on screen. I think Sinazalo will keep his spot as the Scottish Cup goalkeeper. He started that game against Auchinleck-Talbot a couple of weeks ago, and this will be his 13th start for Celtic. At left back, Kieran Tierney will play. I don't think Scttoish is back to full fitness despite being in training for the past 2 weeks. I don't think rushing him back into a start is what he would need for his development and his fitness. With him already experiencing a number of injuries this season, you want to kind of build him up. You want to kind of bring him on around the 60th minute. Liam Scales and Austin Trusty will line up as the two centre backs. I don't think Dane Murray will get a run out in this game. I think Scales and Trusty will be playing due to no game against Aberdeen on Wednesday night. I just think you want two trusted centre backs in that position. For me, Julian Araujo will start as right back. Now, he has had a very impressive time since joining from Bournemouth on loan. His 5 appearances have came across very well for him. He's looked assured. He won man of the match against Falkirk last time out, and to be honest, he's just a joy to watch going down the right hand side, going forward and defensively. He's very assured on the ball, and he's what you want in a Celtic fullback, someone who can go up and down and has a bit of strength as well. And just that determination, whenever he does lose the ball, he tries to get it back. Now moving on to an area of the pitch that looks like it has changed the most compared to recent weeks, and that's the midfield. Starting with Paulo Bernardo, he's only started 3 games in the league this season, alongside that Scottish Cup game against Auchinleck-Talbot, registering just 214 minutes all season. Now, you'd be disappointed with that minutes. No goals, no assists, compared to playing 44 games last season and 33 the year before. He's not found his form after that injury he injured last season. That's a shame. It is a shame, because take you back to that 3-0 win against Rangers on the 1st of September 2024 at the start of last season. He was phenomenal that day. He was my man of the match that day. He didn't score, he didn't get an assist, but his attributes just showed, and his quality on display was fantastic. And I want Paulo Bernardo to get back to that level. Was there a part of me that thought he might have left in this January transfer window, possibly on loan? Yes, there was. But that's not the case now. He is staying. Hopefully he can take his chance, because this season he hasn't took his chance when he's got minutes. And as I say, I really like Bernardo, but you want him to take his chance, and if he doesn't take it, what more can you do, really? You can't just keep drip feeding him opportunities. You have to play for Celtic and perform to your capabilities. Alongside him, Callum McGregor, he'll be looking to right the wrongs of last season's Scottish Cup final, missing that penalty. You could see how devastated he was. He'll be out for revenge in this competition, and he'll want to lift that trophy come the end of the year. Rio Hatate, a man that hasn't started since that trip out in Italy against Bologna, he was suspended for the game match week 8 against Utrecht. He was on the bench against Hearts, didn't feature at all. Came on for the final 19 minutes against Falkirk, but he hasn't shown enough, really. You could say similar to Bernardo, apart from Hatate's gotten chances and he hasn't took them. 33 games for Celtic this season. He has scored 5 goals and got 3 assists. And the thing is with Hatate, he'll produce a brilliant performance and then he'll have 4 poor ones. And then he'll have another out of this world performance where you just think, what a player this is. And then he'll drop another 5 out of 10 performance. And you want him just to average up. You want his standards to increase and just bring that consistency to his game. Now moving on to my 3 attacking players, I think it's going to be Sebastian Tinekti on the left, giving Daizameda a rest for this game. Sebastian Tinekti came off the bench against Auchinleck Talbot and produced a wonder goal. I felt it was remnants of Scott Sinclair in the 2016-17 season, the way he just slotted it in the top right hand corner, cutting into his right hand side and putting it into the back of the net. Shevin Shara, I feel, will start as striker. He's already registered a goal and an assist in his first couple of games, and he'll be looking to add to that tomorrow evening. On the right hand side, I think it's going to be a debut for Joel Mavuka, man who's played 17 games this season, signed on a 6-month loan deal, has yet to score this season, but he'll be looking to find some form at Celtic, and hopefully he can do that starting tomorrow with a good strong performance. That's how I think Celtic will line up for tomorrow night's game. But now moving on to the visitors, Stephen Presley and Dundee. This was their team last weekend against St Mirren in a 0-0 draw. Their game during the week against Motherwell got postponed, just like Celtic's game got postponed away in Aberdeen. Now Dundee were meant to be home. Their game got called off. Dens Park's pitch was deemed unplayable. Now, key men to look out for Dundee: John McCracken, the goalkeeper, 25 years of age. He's played 25 games this season, keeping 5 clean sheets. He always has a key role to play in these games between Dundee and Celtic. Jan Danda, their right-hand side midfielder, has only scored 2 goals in 18 games, and he's yet to find form since leaving Ross County 18 months ago. He's currently on a season-long loan deal with Dundee from Hearts, but he's always a tricky player. When on form, you can be sure that he's going to have a big impact in the game. Now looking at Dundee striker Simon Murray, a man everyone will recognise. Their 33-year-old captain has only scored 3 goals this season, having a poor season in goal standard anyway, compared to his 22 goals last year and 23 the year before. He'll be looking to carry Dundee on his back to get them through to the next round of the Scottish Cup. This is the first time Celtic have faced Dundee in the Cup since the 7th of February 2015, where Lee Griffith and Stefan Johansson helped Celtic get a 2-0 away win at Dens Park to progress to the next round of the Scottish Cup. Tomorrow, how do I think it'll go? I think Celtic will win. I think Celtic will win 3-0, a convincing win, and hopefully some good goals. Maybe Shevin Shara getting a goal, hopefully Mavuka or some of the new boys getting in on the action. Now moving on to the big news coming out of Celtic Park today, and that is that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will be joining the club on a 6-month deal with an option to extend for a further year. For me personally, this deal is a no-brainer. He comes in with so much experience and he's won so much throughout his career, including 4 FA Cups, a Premier League, a Champions League, a League Cup and a Turkish Super Cup with Besiktas. He hasn't played much football in the past year or so since he left Besiktas at the end of last season. He has recently been training with Arsenal, and it was reported that Arsenal were exploring a short-term deal to the end of the season. As he was training with them, there may have been a place for him in the squad, but discussions with Martin O'Neill has led him to Celtic and took him up the road. And an experienced player like that is just what Celtic need this season, something that they're lacking. A character in the squad hopefully can rally the players together, and just more depth as well. Celtic's been struggling for quality in the midfield area, and a player like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will bring some great knowledge of the game in that area of the pitch. So that is all for my preview of Celtic v Dundee in the Scottish Cup tomorrow. Also a little bit of transfer news in there as well. So don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below what you think the score will be, and until next time, hail hail, bye bye.